Alright, welcome back. So, like usual, we're gonna do some job seeking and then we're gonna do some programming. Specifically, we're gonna work on React planning. So, yeah, if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. If you want to see me make a 607 years, and let's start. So, yeah. Uh, okay. Logged in? Are we logged in? Yeah, awesome. Okay. Not same, not new. This one. Let's see if there are some jobs, right? We'll see. I'm curious. Don't think so. Let's see. Seeing a lot of the same jobs. UI UX designer. Talented. Design wireframes. Full-time role from our office in Amsterdam. Let me see. Okay, so on the front page this doesn't seem to be much, so let's try our keywords like we usually do. And let's do this. Let's go to date. Technical support specialist. What is this? Content communication specialist. Seeing some senior roles, full stack development. Okay, a lot of ads. Okay, I don't see anything new. I see some even double. Yeah, I don't want to do that. It's either apply here or not apply. Actually, now that we are here, let me check the analytics. Maybe someone visited my website. So, because we just added one person from Dublin. We have a total of 4 visitors. Let me see. When did this visitor end? More than half hour ago. And 14 events. So yeah, we got some users today. So people are looking at my website, which means they receive my application. It's good to track. Let me see if I can find. Give me a second. Hotjar.com. Sign in. Sign in with Google. Give me a second. This is behind the scenes, obviously. Alright, so let me see. I want to see some heat maps. New heat map. Uh, Surveys, feedback button, dashboard. Okay, so let's check our dashboard. Issues. There are no issues, right? No issues found. Alright, great. Mm, get started. Surface heat map. Session replays. Okay, yeah. I maybe the recorders are you will get an email as soon as the first one is ready. Okay, let me start a heat map. New heat map. Um, Okay. No data found on this page. Check the URL for typos or try selecting a different filter. Different filters. Adding filter. Oh, this last 30 days. Uh, Let me see. No. Last 24 hours. Apply. What's up? How are you doing? Let me see. I wanna add last 30 days. Save heat map. Name. Okay. 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 I was just checking my metrics for the website that we currently have as a portfolio. And yesterday I had 4 visitors, so that means that my resume is working. I just wanted to check. And one of them, yeah. So yeah, how are you doing? Front-end intern, 50 to 70 an hour, freelance. Well, that's not a freelance. That doesn't make any sense. You're an intern and 50 to 60 an hour? What the I have no idea what happens here, but it's a recruiter space, so who cares? I'm getting confused, but just by reading that. How are you doing, Subham? I don't like to get confused. Let me put the night light a little higher. So, like this. What happened today? Did I miss something? Oh, this is the sneaky junior front-end developer for a master's. Yeah, I remember this one. Like, like I want to do it in Dutch, like don't get me wrong, Subham, but every time when I change it to English, um, it immediately goes to Dutch again. I'm not sure why it's bugging out. It's just this website is just bad. I think I applied. Oh no, I did not. Okay. Okay, that doesn't seem like anything new. Okay, let's do front end. It says there's 20 new ones. This one is new though, but it's too far. Real works. What is this? It seems like a recruiter. Yeah. Real works. It does sound like a recruiter though. Okay. Hmm. That's it? Okay. Let's do WordPress. Nope. No new jobs today. Can't blame me. Like I've been pretty consistent, right? You see it, Subham. Every day I show up. So They give like 60 USD a month for interns here. Yeah, but um, you have to know that it's not real, right? I already applied to this one, but they didn't. They also replied back, and when I replied again, they didn't reply anymore, and I'm not going to go against the grain. So yeah, 60 USD might be a lot for you guys, but for here, I just did groceries, and it wasn't even a lot. It was like 70 euros, and that's it's for like 4 or 5 days of worth of groceries, so it's not a lot. I'm assuming for 60 USD you can eat for like a month in where you live. Junior backend developer, senior TypeScript developer. What does that mean? Angular. So you're saying TypeScript, but you want 4 years of Angular. What do you want? 60 USD is less than my pocket money. then, then I assume you're pretty rich. Got you there. Okay, so we're gonna do something unique, and it's a bit out of the box. But I've been struggling a bit with the React stuff. We have been doing it though, but I've been I want it easier. I want to have an easier time for myself. So I want to break it down such that 14 event counts. Okay, give me a second. Overview. First visit, 4. 2 people scrolled. Page view. Okay, so 4 people scrolled. 2 people scrolled. Okay. What is this? Okay. Events. Pages and screens. I'm trying to get give me a second. I'm a little bit behind the scenes before we start. Okay, 100% of users visited to the web. No, 3 users visited to the web. No, 3 visitors went to mobile, 1 went to desktop, and 100% used Chrome. And they had like a weird screen resolution, and one had a laptop resolution. 1024 by 1024. Give me a second. Like his portfolio is similar to mine, so I'm gonna go here and then I'm gonna go to responsive mode and I'm gonna say 1024 by 1024. Okay, okay, so it's not bad. Okay, alright, great. Now, what we want to do here, give me a second. I'm gonna get all my images here, and there are certain patterns, right? So you can see like here's a pattern, right? This is a pattern, this is a pattern, and obviously this is a pattern. So there are four patterns, right? And here there's one pattern, two pattern, three patterns, right? Four patterns, five patterns, right? But I wonder how, like I understand them, and most of the times I can remember how I do stuff, but I wanted to click more, and I having trouble with these indices of clicking more. So we need to think about this, how we're gonna approach that. So I prepared something on ChatGPT, and we're gonna read a little bit. It's quite some reading, so I'm not sure if you're into that, but I'm gonna need to do that. So, alright, so let's go here. It's not what I did. Okay, let's zoom a bit in. Oh, I hate this ChatGPT scroll, bro. Okay, this is learning philosophy methods, core strategies, high quality encoding before repetition. Okay. He argues that many purpose supplement of that retrieval practice likes repeated testing without assuring the knowledge was well structured in first phase. This leads to a leaky boat. Another amount of training can poor understanding. Instead, he trains for information deeply to connections and those kinds of stuff. Okay. So the first thing that he says, yes, the Subham, I'm gonna tell you now, if you're going to be a developer, you're gonna read a lot of documentation. Get used to it. So the first thing that he says is Justin Song, right? Justin Song. Maybe can do we have a split screen here? Give me a second, because that will be useful actually. No, we do not have that. Okay. So what we're gonna do then? I'm gonna do this here. Put this here. So I used to have dark mode for this one, but I think I'm not sure how to set it up anymore. Maybe I can do it here. No, I have to specifically go to yeah. Hmm. Okay. I will leave it like that. Okay, so the first thing he says, find um, connections. Okay. Active recall with structures. Testing yourself for memory is a power node for you. Stresses that not all active recalls equal. When setting your structures for free recall mind mapping, learning a topic, take a blank page and recall everything. You can by sketching mind up, using keywords, branching concept, minimal notes, without looking at your materials. Okay, so he says recall by connections. Okay. Yeah, this forces you to retrieve information, see the relationships between ideas from memory. Crucially, as this recall engine, you can check bands, find errors, a gap, and then um, this is one, and then you can say result, um, find gaps. Okay. All right. We have to do a little bit of Korean. I unfortunately cannot host this on stream, but let me see. Okay, videos posted, I see. Okay. See. Okay. Yoshil? Mm, okay, give me a second. Okay, great. Um, Space interleaved practice. Synchrons incorporate space with distribution. However, when the CPU reading occurs active like Magma and self occurs above, interleaving, which is mixing different topics or problem types. Okay, so 2 is interleaving, and interleaving basically means connect old relationship to new. That's what it means. For instance, a student might alternate between two subjects or solve different kinds of problems instead of mastering one topic in isolation before moving on. This creates contextual. Okay, so it creates context. Okay, that's how fast you need to read. You can even read faster. What is this theory about? This is theory learning how to learn. So you can go to I Can Study, or you can go to Justin Song. That's how it's called, Justin Song. Check him out. He's pretty good at it. So it's pretty complex though. Okay, so beware at the context problem. Okay, focus on conceptual understanding. Okay, retain and apply my knowledge. Engage in deeper thinking, do explaining why facts is true, how concepts connect. Okay, so this is called concept understand. Learning how to learn, yes, you heard it right. But I want to apply it to coding soon, so I'm curious what ChatGPT has to say about this. Okay, that's basically what it is. 4. Self-management and meta learning. In addition to cognitive, instinct emphasize enabler skills like time management, focus, and reflection. He believes that effective learning habits and mindset, avoiding procrastination, that are integral to success. Developing awareness, one's learning process, work, which students as part of philosophical studies. This medical learning, I'm not sure if I understand this. Avoiding, okay, so it says monitor monitor your mistakes and success. That's basically what it is. And then log this. That's what he says. Okay. So what does he say? How can I apply this to data structures algorithms? Synchronous practice can be really applied to learning programming fundamentals. Programming is a domain that blends conceptual knowledge, understanding how algorithm works or what data structures does with practical skills, writing code syntax. To master these, consider these applications of methods. Understand before you memorize. When learning core concepts like data structures and how a binary has to work, focus on deep encoding of the concepts. Rather than just memorizing definition or code implementation, take time and grasp why and how, for example. If you're studying sorting algorithms, compare them and understand why one is faster than another. Create a mental model diagrams of the algorithm steps instead of only memorizing pseudocode. By ensuring high quality encoding, truly understanding the logic, you remember steps far better than a brute force repetition. This reflects Sung idea. High quality encoding makes knowledge more sticky, reducing how much. Okay, so basically, how to apply this. The first one. Um, yeah, it's basically this one. Uh, do I want to write something about it? Mental model, or steps. So I can use like a model for this. Okay. Use visual recall techniques for concept, applying a free recall mind map approach with program surface. After reading about concepts, say recursion or the model view controller architecture, challenge yourself to scratches from memory. Okay. Blobs of full short or recursive function calls, or a mind map linking different data structures. Do this in a whiteboard or paper while looking notes. Once done, check the references. But this is very close to memorization. Okay? Break down complex problems. Okay. Um, break down step by step. Okay. Okay. Interleave practice. Reduce challenges. Don't study projects in silos. Mix up from different areas to prove adaptability. Mm, yes, we do not have time for this currently, but later on, if we're gonna do more advanced lead coding, sure. Okay, so let's apply this. So let's go to, for example, what is this? A model, right? So we have a model here, right? And this model, we need to think about what we need to do. Well, the first thing that we need to know is that a model here, right? If you write it down, a model, when I click outside, when I click outside, then what should happen? The model should not exist anymore, right? Okay, so that is what should happen. Now we can do this in a couple of ways, right? So the first thing that comes to mind is actually level. So if we click, right? Um, so let's do some programming on that. Let's go to an React environment. We have to have a model, and we have to do a set model. We also need to use ref, and I think how does use ref work again? Oh, let me see. Oh, this is not the use ref method. Sure, but I want to use the use ref method. Let's see where it is. Interesting. So you don't need to use ref here? That's very interesting. Okay, but I'm gonna do it in case. I see. Model ref is use ref 0. How are you doing, Andre? Is use ref. No. I'm just trying out a new method. So mm, I don't like this way. I think you can say if model ref is current is not the same as model ref um, model ref event target, then you can set this open as false. I think you can do this. So const model const um, outside click with this one. I think first you can set model to false, and then you wanna say if um, model current is not equal to model dot e dot target. I think you can say this. Then set the model as false, and obviously we need to click, right? Toggle const toggle. We're making an outside click event, so nothing special. Um, do I need an extra? No, I can just think I can say just set model is previous. It cannot be previous. We can say this, and then we can create the model. So let's do that. Um, so we need to think about how we're gonna design that. So first we're gonna create um, like I don't know, like a P or something, and then we're gonna say this is a model. We're also gonna put in a X or something, like a big X. It looks like shit, but maybe we can do some styles, right? So let's apply some styles. So I'm gonna say class name is equal to. This is just a model, right? So model, whatever. Okay, model, and then we're gonna say width is 300 pixels, height is 300 pixels, and we're gonna say background color is coral. Let's see if it works. Does not apply. Why not? Should apply. The reason why it does not apply is because it has not been imported. Um, Usually if you want a closer click model asset, you need a backdrop. This is the backdrop. Oh, this, oh yeah, give me a second. I'm gonna create a backdrop soon. Give me a second. I know what you mean. This is the model. Okay? Um, let's create actually a button for this one. Just give me a second. Yeah. Be patient. Okay? On click. I think we want to say toggle. I'm not sure. But we don't know what the toggle is yet. So, what we are toggling yet. So, um, but yeah, we have something, right? Mm, so this is our inside model. And now it's visible, right? So, at first, we want to say that the HODL is hidden or something. Not sure. Um, I don't know. We'll see. Is it hidden though? Opacity hidden maybe? Not sure. Let me see if that's. Let me see what we get. It's been a long time that I used native CSS, so it says that hidden exists. Interesting. Uh, this is. We can say opacity 0% maybe. 0. Okay, great. Oh yeah, display none. Sure. We would just say hidden in tailwind. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Actually, I think that's better. Display hidden. Display none. None. That's why you still went a lot, right? You have hidden. Okay. Now we need a kind of a backdrop. So this is my first time making it. So give me a second, guys. Need to think about it. Okay. Great. Let's give this a class name. Class name. It's gonna be backdrop. Right? Let's do. This is gonna be green. Okay. Backdrop. Backdrop is here. Is there an issue? Let me see. Backdrop. Doesn't seem to be an issue though. Okay. We have a backdrop here. It's not appearing. Mm. Does green exist? That's the question. Okay. That's not the issue. Not sure because let's do green yellow, but let me think. Is this an issue? No. Is there something wrong? I don't see there's something wrong. Backdrop. Backdrop. Do I need content inside maybe to show up? Let's test that. First of all, let's do this. Hello? Very interesting. No, no, I know. But I understand what you're saying, Andre. But let's assume I'm in the interview. Okay? That's what we're training for. We're not training for solutions that we can Google. Let's set a border or something. Border. 1 pixel, solid black. Nothing. Is there a problem, sir? I have no idea what's wrong, to be honest, with the CSS. Pretty sure the class name is here. Backdrop. Whatever this is gone. Oh, is that it? Oh, is that it? Typo. God damn it. Okay, sure. Let's see how it is if we are uh, like this. So what we want to do, if you click on here, we want this model to disappear. So let's figure that out. Um, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but let's see. So do I need to click it here or click it here? So if I click on the outside, then the model is not focused, and therefore it should click away. So in that sense, I should put it here. Do we have a ref? Oh, we do have a ref. Uh, I don't think we need a ref even. Okay, so we have a problem here, and the backdrop set model to false. God damn it, why is this so hard? It's not hard until you know it, but yeah, I think here is where we get stuck. We're very close though. Like I'm not worried about the toggle, right? No, I don't need a hint. I need to learn. uh, it's a typo again. Probably. An E. I'm looking at this, but this is correct. Model set model. You're not gonna tell me it's like this, right? That would be crazy. Yeah, it's not this one. And the funny part about this one, it doesn't give me errors, right? So I need to think about it. That's why I like this buggy React playground. Doesn't have any stuff. Okay, let's read again. Model.model, use state is a string. Should it be? You're gonna have each string. Okay. Const model ref is use ref. Okay, both with capital letters. Model ref is also okay. We're not using this though. Const toggle. Profusous is not profusous. Okay. Const aside with the e-target model. Set model to false. This should not create a problem, I think. I'm doubting here, but let's continue. Class name, on click, toggle, outside click, capital, X, this is a model. The only typo that I see should be here though. This is why I should not do these things at night, really. I just programmed for a couple of hours and now programming again. Stupid. I'm looking at this. I'm gonna set a timer. If I don't figure it out, that's okay. That's fine. This is okay. So when I click here, what should happen is that the visibility should disappear. But if that is the case, then this should be here. But we should open up the model. And that means that we should use model. So if the model is true, we should render this. Else, it should be false. So the model should be true in the first instance. But then you would say model and n, and then you render this, right? But I don't think that is, but we're starting with false. So, but then we should need to set this to true. And then could say something like this. But that is when the model is true, right? But maybe that doesn't even need to be. Let me just do this. Hi, Subita Banjeri. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name right. Welcome. We're trying to solve a backdoor problem in React. So if you're interested in that, you can hang around. Okay, 20 seconds left. Like the toggle is not what concerns me here. What concerns me is this. The logic is what concerns me here. The model current. Okay. Yeah. Let's see how it's solved. Yeah, we don't have the model ref right now, so it doesn't matter. On click, toggle model. Yeah, but we have not opened that yet, right? So that doesn't matter. Okay, it's open. Then we render it. Okay, so we were pretty close with that one. Okay, let's see where we went wrong. I think we kind of did it right here. So let's see. Okay, so this logic, let me check this logic. I have another model here, so let me see. E-target. Ah, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Let's try that. E-target is e-current target, but that will be a syntax problem. Then I don't need to use model as well, right? Why why am I using model then? But let's check the other solution real quick. Um, okay, because it's using ref, right? So I see. Okay, so that's why we would use the ref. Okay, I see. So maybe if that is the case, we could say model ref, model ref. But then we need to do something else because we have a toggle here, right? So on click is a toggle, right? Now we don't know what the toggle is. Okay. Okay, so that works. So we were very close. So it wasn't a big issue. But good. Okay, now we need to fix this one as well. So let me just check just in case. Okay, so the logic is right. From this one. Let me see then why doesn't it work. Let me think about it. Because we don't have a ref. That's why. I think. I think. Well, but the ref then should be when the model is open. But do we still have that? Yeah. So if the model is true, then we can say ref is model ref. James, you need to work on your naming code convention. I noticed this on other streams. Sometimes you confuse yourself with variables you create. Yeah, I do. You're right. It's because I'm practicing. I'm not focusing as much on the naming. I think that's the problem. I will take it as feedback. Thank you. Ah, I see. So the model itself, okay, so you have a model backdrop, and then it creates another div. Why? Let me check. Model backdrop. I'm wondering if it matters. So, but let's check that out if it actually matters, and then I'll try to figure out why it matters. Um, Give me a second. I can actually, it's better to open that here, and then interesting. So it says that it's false here. That's true. That wouldn't make any sense. But I don't have a button to open it, right? So, sure. But if I, oh, I see. That's not good though. That's not good. Okay, this is definitely a fail. Need to work on the understanding of this. Oh, we're gonna work on the project soon though. Let's see. Took a model. I don't see anything wrong with my logic, to be honest. Oh, wait a minute. I'm actually doing the opposite. I see. Ah, I'm so lost. Okay, let's just study it just accordingly. What is going on here? We have a toggle, and we use the toggle in a button, and we use the toggle when we want to open the model, as in a button. Sure, no problem. Then we say hand on backdrop click. If the target is current target, which cannot be, obviously, then you set it to false. Okay, very interesting. Um, Open model. If the model is open, then you have an hand on backdrop click. Okay, we had that. And we have the model styling, and we have a close tag. So why wouldn't our close work? Maybe because of the what you're making. You will currently we are working on this problem, and then we're gonna continue with our project. You just need to switch handlers in your code. Yeah, but my handler is on the outside, right? The handler is on the outside. Or do you mean like this actual code? So let's assume I do this because we're using a model, right? I just want to see what happens. What was the other logic again? Current e uh, current target. That will create the same logic, but that is because of the toggle, and that is because of this toggle, because this one is not a button, right? Because then we should do, then we should like create a button, right? And let's go like open toggle. Oh, but we still don't have the backdrop, right? But this one works, so that's fine. You have, let me see what you read. You have toggle and backdrop and click outside on model. Yeah, that's not an issue, right? Here, if you open a model, you have a handle backdrop click. Let me see. Let me read again. Here, alright. In the browser, you have a toggle on backdrop. And click outside on model. Click outside on model. Toggle outside on the backdrop. But then we have the model ref. You don't need the click handler on model at all. This one should actually be here though, right? Okay. I don't see it though. Here, on handler, drop click. Outside click. Model ref, you have a ref. Okay, in the inner. And we have the toggle. Yeah. I don't see your logic at the moment. I think mine is very close, but I think we have a problem here. Look at your markup, it's different. Okay, let's do it by side then. Because if I'm making these mistakes, it means I'm tired, right? So these are stupid mistakes because I don't see it. So, okay, let's check one by one. Let's actually do the ref one. Oh, and okay. What you said is right. You just don't write the code accordingly. Yeah, that's usually the translation to code is usually the problem, right? That is always the problem. It's not the logic. It is okay. So let's get serious then. So we have a model ref. We start with a fields. We start with a null, right? Model set model. Then we say const toggle. Same logic, no problem. Const aside click with an e. Because we are using a model, let me see if there's no mistakes in the capital cases. I see a ref all with small cases, so that should be fine. Concept model is also fine. Okay, outside click model e target. At least that is my that is the same as the other one, right? So I say if the model.eTarget is equal to the current target, that would be mistake one. Um, and that also seems to be an e dot to current target. Okay. Let me see with the capital letters. Model ref is the same current target. Set model to false. Okay. We have an if statement. So the only thing that I can think about is that the model ref is not responding to my logic. So that I have a side note here. So it's line by line, right? So um, model might not respond. Right? I'm just saying that. Let's go to the rendering part. So we have a big div, which is called backdrop. Is it responding to the other one? Let me see. Okay, no. This div is also on this div. So this is the big backdrop. Does that make any sense? It does. Okay, then it does. What do you mean it does not? It's just a class name, bro. Okay, I'm gonna continue because I think it does. Okay, let's go to model. If the model is true, we open up. We say on click, outside click. Okay, that seems to be exactly the same for me. This line is this line. Second line, class name is model. We have the P, we have the button, and then we close it. Let's go to the other one with the ref. So let's go here. So I said ref is model ref on the model, then we open it, then we close it. Now there's one issue, and that is for me either the logic is not correct or the click event is not correct. So this one should be somewhere else. That's the only logic that I can have. What do you say? All you said is right, you didn't write accordingly. No, because you want the backdrop to appear only when the model is opened. Okay, but then it comes to logic. I see another issue. Damn it. I should not do this at night, to be honest. I regret it again. Let's apply this logic. So let's forget about this logic for a second. Okay? Let's apply the other logic. No, I cannot do console logs here. It's on purpose why I don't do console logs. I need to figure it out on my own. Okay. So model ref dot current is true. Then the model ref dot current that contains the e-target obviously cannot be true. Okay. But then we had a logic issue. That's basically what it is. Because it works fine now, right? Don't use turning. Oh, but this is just for practice sakes. I know what you mean. We're not gonna use this like practice. Like when we are actually making a project, we won't use this. It's just for practice sake. It's not thank you, binary. Like you're totally right. Um. Okay, so my logic was wrong. That's basically what it is. So because that logic did not work, right? Because this was my logic and it did not respond. So my outside click logic was wrong. So you want to tell me that if I don't use a stuff, then it does work. So the model ref is an issue here. Very interesting. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT how he would deal with this. I'm curious. So let's try that. Okay. Um, how would you implement the model ref from use ref in the outside click handler with the same logic? Have you tried if statement? Just set model to false. It really wants to do this. There should be other ways. Okay, give me 5 other ways. I'm just saying something. There's probably no 5. Maybe there's 5 other ways, but Okay. Not a fan of this with the use effect. Not a fan of this. But well, if you do this, then you can do yeah, some CSS. Okay, so um, very interesting. So ChatGPT is basically saying this, but with ref, model ref. Damn it. Ah, sure, we can do this. Okay. Um, have you tried an if statement? Just set mother to false. Haha, that actually works, but not in the way that it should though, because this mother needs to stay, right? Because it just sets to false. So okay. I hated this question a lot. I don't like the way it's doing it. So I don't know. This is not my way of doing it. But yeah. All right. Let's do the project. We are done reading here. Okay. Uh, let me see. Okay, local. Fabrica. Okay. Awesome. Still working. Great. So what do we need to do? We need to render this. Let me see. It's the same. Is it the same? No, this one is. Okay, so it's a paragraph. This one is also paragraph. They seem to be different tints of gray. Let's actually put it just in dark mode so you guys can read. I'm not sure if mine will work in dark mode though. It does. Okay. Alright, we're not gonna do the animations. E stop propagation will solve. Of course. Yeah, that's a good idea. Alright, so let's close everything. So what we're gonna focus on today, we are going to work on specifically this part, and maybe we have time to render this part as well. We'll see how things goes. Also, we need to consider that if we are hovering, this happens, right? So yeah, let's do that. Let's think about the logic here. So this one seems to be on the top, right? You can say this is just on a new line, but I think that's too much. Mm, well, actually not really too much because, sorry, it's a flashbang. Um, why would someone do that? There's a very inconsistent. It's also moving with, but we'll figure that out later. Mm, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna just create a paragraph, maybe, or we can create a grid for this specifically. But I like to do Flexbox, so for this specific instance, it does. mm, what would be right here? We can do it, solve it with absolutes. We can the problem, I think the problem for me is this one. Not this one, but this one. Mm, let's just start. So we're gonna create a flexbox and we're just gonna put everything in here. Let me see what's called. I think it's called projects. So let's go to projects. Let's close this one. Let's remove the children for a second. Just want to see if something renders on the screen. Okay, we have the types. Then we're gonna go into our page. I'm gonna render the projects. Yeah. Do you like playing CSS Battle? I don't have time for it currently, but the idea is fun. It caters to me. So let's go back. Click here. Let's see what we did here. We said padding top of 20. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so we have the padding top of 20. So we have 3 items here. So the first item is just 27. Okay, and it has a different color. I'm not sure what the color actually is. Do we actually have the color somewhere here? We could say that this is the color or either this is the color. Let's compare. No, it's actually just something in between though. Um, so in that sense, let's make a class name and let's make the text color. Mm, I'm just gonna check. Way too light. No, I should go lower. No, I should go higher. I forgot how indexes the values work. Okay, this one creates lighter. That means that go to A. It's darker. Okay, let's go here. Okay, this looks close. I think his is even darker. So 62 maybe. Fine by me. All right, let's render the next one, which is going to be a span. I'm just gonna do a span for now. It might change. We have, let's see our typography. Big P H1. How big is it? Seems that I don't have anything for H1. Big caption. Maybe it's called big caption. Okay, let's see. So let's do big caption. Okay. And we're gonna say projects. Let's see. Okay, that works. Seeing color issue here, but we'll fix that later. Projects, and then below it, it says 2025. Do we actually have that sizing? We do not have that. It's a specific sizing. Okay, no worries. So then let's see what these sizings are. 36, line height 36, let the spacing 0.02 am. Text color 0A, 0A, 0A. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do black. Okay. So text 36 pixels. Alright. We also have, okay, we have it closer, so we're gonna add a tracking. Let's do tracking minus 0.06 am. I think that was the right amount. Seems so, and it seems that there's a certain semi-bold. Okay, so I'm gonna say font semi-bold. Looks very close. There's a problem with the height, maybe. Let me see. No, it seems pretty okay. There's a little bit of a leading in this project, but it's not a huge issue. Okay, so let's create the other one. Okay. Okay. Let's do class name, and class name is going to be the same color, and it did have a font width. Oh yeah, let's import that from the main. Great. Okay, that seems to be alright. Okay, so let's create a flex then. Should I put it here? I'm not sure if that is the case, but we'll see. Let's do flex. Okay, let's do justify between. Justify between. Okay. There seems to be some breaks. Instead of doing that, let's try to create like a max width of, I don't know, 32 characters. Let's see. Cross less. Okay. Um, Let me see if I can get away by setting a class name here and then say align middle, align. It's probably not gonna work because it's align top, base on middle, top, and then I'm gonna do the same here. I don't think it's gonna work, but trying to get away with it. Yeah, okay. This one is a little bit of the problem here. Maybe I can get away by saying text center. It's probably not gonna work, but oh yeah, okay, that does that. Okay. So actually, the only thing that we need to do here is align self. Let me see. Self center. Sure. It is actually in line though. That seems about right. See, that is solved. Yeah. Now we have a little bit of a spacing issue with the padding here, so we're gonna say for this P, we're gonna say like a padding top of I don't know, 12 pixels or something. Nah, it's a little bit more. It's like 1 rem. Awesome. Okay. Well, that's solved, right? For this part. So we're gonna well, let's create another div actually, and let's put that one here. And we're gonna give this like a data text project. Let me actually do data project text. So we can later on use it for animations maybe. We'll see. And we are forgetting this one to put it here. Now while we're doing that, because we're gonna render the other part. So let's go here. And we're gonna say text. And now we're gonna render the images and those kind of stuff. We're gonna try to render these stuff. So let's see what's going on here. Let's try to see what's going on here. Okay, there's very much consistency. The locals are already present in the middle as well. So there's like an on top kind of thing going on. I don't know the sizes or anything yet. And if you hover, things do change. For example, if I hover over this one, it also gets blurred. This one gets smaller, and there's a lot of going on here. Well, what I actually want to do, I want to leave this to GSAP later on, but this specifically, when I hover over this, the the border disappears and the colors appears here. So we can do that, but let's first try to yeah, render these stuff. Okay. I have no idea how big this actually is, so and also does it shrink? It does, but that's something we can consider later. Okay. So let's see. It has a border radius of 18, and on the left it has left and right it has padding of 24, and top and bottom has padding of 18 pixels, and the height is 58, and 78 758 is the width. Okay, so let's try to render that. So we're gonna say um, so this is the text. We think about it for a second how to name this. Um, Projects. Okay, so these are the actual projects. So let's start with a div, and this is what we'll call data project container. Okay, and inside of here we start with the stroke. So It said it had a width of 758 pixels and a height of 58 pixels. It had a background of white. It had a rounded of 18 pixels, and it had a padding X of 24 pixels and a padding Y of 18 pixels. Okay, we have something on screen here. I'm gonna create a shadow for now, shadow, so we can see what's going on here. All right. Also, there's a lot of spacing here, and it's the same spacing as the other one. So we're gonna say PT20. Now this is not recommended to do PT everywhere, but for this sake it's fine. We're gonna create one first, and then we're gonna create the other ones. All right? Because we're gonna render in a grid of 2. So let's see if we can get this. Okay, so it seems to be a caption. I'm not sure what text size that actually is. I would say it's this text size. So let's see what we did there from here. So let's go to the hero. Let's see what kind of P that was. Little bit on top. Item text. It's an own P. I don't believe that. Text white, flex, flex call. Justify and font semi bold. So it's just P with semi bold. Is that what it says? Let's try that. So here we just want to render a P, and let's do class name uppercase, and let's do bold shift, and let's do font semi bold, because that's basically what it's saying. Okay, sorry, capitalize. Capitalize. Something like that. Okay. It's very similar though. And then we have this 2025, and that is very similar to this text, but it has a right margin or padding. Yeah, let's do margin for, I don't know, 2 rem, just saying something. So now we can render the next text. Let's see what it actually was. Studio Fabrica, no, empty, team lead, let's talk. Okay, so it's this one, which is the P that I have set. Okay, so let's do P here, and that's gonna be just like this, and it's gonna be 2025. Is it imported? It is. Okay, so that doesn't work because something changed. Here it says 2020 for Guide Studio. I'm doing the same exact thing, but the color, right? Let's change the color for a second. Right. Can barely see the color though. Then I think it's the other color. This one. That's totally fine. Okay, and it seems to be smaller. Well, is that the case? Yes, these are. I don't have any smaller text at the moment. Okay, so then we need to check what actual size this actually is. And why am I doing that? That was the wrong button. Okay, 12 pixels. But I already set it, so I'm not sure if it's gonna respond. No, and that makes total sense. Alright, do we have a bold, medium? Okay, so font medium. And then we can say tracking is the same, so minus 0.6. Okay, we have a mistake here. Okay, now obviously this needs to be on one line. Yeah, I can say inline, but we'll see if that is the case, if we should do that. We can say span, maybe. Maybe you can get away with that. Don't think so. No. But maybe we can just say inline. We'll see. Trying to get away with stuff, right? Okay, no. Sure. Let me drink something. Doesn't make any sense, but I just want to see what happens. Okay. I might as well do spans. So, sure. Span. Think that will span. Think that will solve it. Okay, and it seems that 2 rem is too much. Let's do 1 rem. I would like to say it's close enough. There's a dot here. Maybe even 2. Let's do a dot. I'm not sure if we should just use dot or just like that, but yeah, sure. It seems that the text is center, both of them. Do I mind? Let's do it. No worries. So, text center. It wants maybe to do top. Never mind. I don't want to do that, to be honest. Okay. So we have some certain dots here. Oh, we're not gonna create that, by the way. I don't have time for that. Um, let's think about it. So there are 3 dots next to each other. We already created one of these dots in the buttons. So let's grab it from there. Which is this one. I'm gonna go back to projects. And we have this div here. We have a span here. Let's think about it for a second. We can actually put this span in here. Think we can do that. But then we have the issue with the margin right. Then we should do margin left here. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that works. Now, why am I doing that? Because then I can say okay, data projects project dots, and then we can say let's go here. We're gonna create these ones. Okay, PG, and then we can create them twice. Then we get them here. Well, in this already, we need to have like flex and like a gap of 4. Let's do gap 2, even smaller, gap 1. That looks pretty close. And we're gonna do here is flex and then justify between, and then we're gonna say item center. So we have these ones here. Now it seems that it's way lighter, so we're gonna do all of them on 30. How about 90? Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, it goes to the darker part. Well, if that is the case, let's then do E for all of them. Let's see how it looks. Maybe it's gonna be a bit darker. I would like to say a bit darker though. Let's see. Okay, yeah, let's do all D of them. Great. So we have basically this, which very much looks like this. Alright, now we can create this part. Let's go. We're gonna make it reusable later, so don't worry about it too much now. 75A by 554 is the container. Are you sure? With a rounded corner of 16. Okay. Great. So that's the projects, which is this one. This one is, why doesn't it color GoPro? Okay. This one is this one. Then we have this one. Okay. So this one is going to be data project image. Okay. What's your problem? Okay. So let's do rounded 60 pixels. That's the first thing. Second thing, we just wanna like render image from next image. Let's do a source. It's going to be images, and we have to check what images that actually is. So let's close these ones, and let's go to what we have. Alt Shift. All right, asset 8, and it's called bold shift image. So I'm gonna say image bold shift. Okay. So let's go back. Images, image, bold, shift. dot JPEG. We have a certain width, and um, let's do fill. Let's do an alt, and the alt is going to be bold shift for now. And let's close it. Okay, so what is the issue? The image has no corresponding closing tag. Okay, let's see what we have. There's no render. It means that we have incorrectly have this image, or we have not next image. We do have next image. So let's see what's going on. Im bold shift dot JPEG. We already did JPEG just now. JPEG. Is the images correct? It is. Do I need to do public maybe? I don't think so. No. Okay, but nothing renders. Maybe because we have not defined the width and height. So let's do width 100. Let's do width full. Let's see what happens. Nothing. How about if we just do like width 100? Let's see. It has both properties. Okay. Um, oh, I see. Okay. It's somewhere over here. Not sure why though. It's a very weird placement. But yeah, we have something on the screen, right? But it's not directly playing under what I want. So 1, 2, 1, 2. I have no idea why it renders behind that. That's a very weird placement, to be honest. I haven't done anything with hmm. Okay. Not sure what's going on. I'm trying to find it out, so. Very interesting. That's very interesting. I'm not sure why that is, though. Okay. Okay, let's work on the sizing. Uh, We said this one, so it's 758. But there's a background on top of that, which is called BG white. Okay, that's a bit confusing. Now that we are here, actually. Okay. Mm, this one doesn't make any sense, to be honest. Let's do fill again. Yeah, it immediately removes. I'm not sure what that is. Well, I have to ask GPT for that. I'm not sure. Um, let's check the height. Oh, let's check the height. 554. Um, let me see. 554. Okay, we have a bit of an issue here. Let's do. It seems that the height strings with the which makes sense. 54. Okay. Uh, this one. It's done, right? Still smaller. 532. Why is it not responding? It should though. It's even thinner. It's very thin. Okay, let's work on that. Um, yeah, it's almost the same. Okay, let me think. Let me count. 22. Yeah, it should be this one. But no, 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 it's this one. I think. Too thin. In between? Oh, does that make a difference? Does it not? I think the. Oh, okay. Because they are the same around the corners. So this is like MD and this one is like XO. Okay, so rounded XL or something. Uh, and then okay, this one is large. Looks pretty much the same. There are a couple of differences, but not biggie. Okay, let's try to render the logo inside of that. So I think it was this one. Bold shift. Okay. Bold sh shift. Okay. So how are we gonna render that? There are two ways. We're just gonna say um, image. I'm just gonna say images and then bold bold shift dot svg and then bold shift and it's there. And we're gonna say class name is position. We're gonna say relative and then we're gonna say left 0, top 0, and I don't see it though. What's going on here? Using will go lower result. So it's rendering on next to it, but in that case, and completely disappeared, probably on the top. Yeah, okay. Still on the top. And then it's still on the top. Damn it. Okay. Then we're gonna do translate relative translate 1/2 of both. Can I do this? Kinda. But it's still rendering, it's still referring to next to it. And that should not be. So let's think about that. It is on top though. So close it a bit. I said don't take this into account, but it does. And when I do absolute, it fucks up. But then I need to do relative here because it's relative to the data project. But then I need to work on the translate again. Okay. Let me see which one it is. Translates x 1/2. Translate y 1/2. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Should work though. Let me think about it for a second. Translate left 0, top 0. Which I cover. It should work though. It should work. Why is it not working? Also, I don't like the sizing of this. Is the sizing like that? No, it's like bigger. Like double the size even. Okay, I think this is a good question for ChatGPT. So let's do a new tab. We're gonna put the ask question. We're gonna change our model to Google Gemini. I'm gonna go to the project. Um, let's close this one. We're gonna ask on project on line 42 we have an image that is an energy. However, I want this to display in the middle of the image on line 47. Let me see. Ah, okay. Ah, I see. Yeah. So it says this one. So this one should fix it, of course. Or kinda. Mm, Oh, it's both minus. Is it middle though? Doesn't look like it though. Well, it kinda is. Let's display it twice the size. So we're gonna say width is 200%. Wow, okay. 110%. Is that a problem? Height, 200%. God damn it. Okay. Uh, I see. Oh, okay. This is already 100%. Okay. So maybe like 30%. Maybe 40%. Okay, so 35%. This is not a good way of solving it, but we'll solve that later. I'm not satisfied, and that is because of the canvas here. So I'm gonna say expect. Mm, I'm not sure what the aspect ratio here is. No, it's fine. It's fine. Like that is a bit different. It doesn't matter as long as it works. Okay. So the problem here is that the distance is too big between these ones. So say, and let's remove the shadow. Right. His is even smaller, and there's even more an indent. At least that's how I feel like it is. That's totally fine though. But yeah, we have one, and later on we're gonna make it reusable. But for now, I think that's pretty well done, right? We first made it static, and tomorrow we're gonna make it more dynamic, so we can render all the images just like this ones, these ones, whatever. So yeah, let's see if the navigation is not scrolling with me. So maybe we can fix that right now, but there might be some issues with that. So let's see if we can just say fixed. I don't think so. No, that will create issues. Okay. Let me see if I typed it right though. I did. Maybe we can say sticky. No, that won't work. No. Uh, okay, let me see if I'm not. I'm a bit tired, so I'm gonna ask some help here. So we're gonna go add navigation. I want the nav to be fixed when I scroll on the top. How? No, I don't wanna do the changes. Let me see what it said. Fix top 0 width full, set 50%. And it removed the PX. Or no, no it doesn't. Let's see. Okay, but then we need a background. Right, so PG white. Is it though? Okay, but where are my texts? Because this is not mine, right? Oh, it is. Oh, so his is buggy. Okay, so it's a mistake on his side. Sure. Is it big enough? It should be the color of the background. So let's go to page, and we're gonna go F5, F5, F5. Go back to the navigation. Click Alt Z, Alt Z. If you don't know what Alt Z is, it's word wrap. So you wrap everything on the screen. Uh, Looks fine by me. Okay. But what's strange is that even this is even deeper, but I like it this way, to be honest. There's a more distance between those, but we can fix that later, to be honest. But yeah, I'm very happy with that result, right? And we're gonna render all this stuff later on. I'm happy that this one got fixed though. That was very easy. Okay, let's remove the shadow here for these logos. So let's go to social proof, and we have shadow here. Let's remove the shadow so it looks similar, but the gap is too big. I see. So we're gonna create alt set again. Let's see the gap between the items. Like so, item center. It seems like this is the standard one, the gap. So when I say gap 0, I'm just saying something. It should next to each other. No, it does not. Very interesting. Um, Data locus social proof class name. Run it Excel width, height, background, justify center. We render it. Okay, so I need to do that here. Gap 0. No, no, it should really be here. I have not defined it though. Let's get rid of the responsiveness. So let's go here. I'm trying to grab the, okay, this one. I just in between. Okay. It seems like, yeah, the gap should just work. Gap 2, gap 3. Okay, it does work. Okay, gap 0. Okay, then I have to specify what the gap is. How about 8 pixels? It's too much. How about 2 pixels? Doesn't go beyond that. What if I say like minus 2 pixels? What happens? Doesn't respond. Okay, very interesting. So I cannot go lower to a specific space between them. I'm not sure why that is. What if I say 50? Yeah, it does respond though. 0 pixels. It's fine though. I will let it be. It's not hindering, but I think because we have more space, it's fine. But if you have less space, we do need to cram them a little bit. Okay, I see we have a little bit of an issue here. Not sure what happened over here, but we haven't changed anything. Oh, I see. I see. So what happened here is that as soon as I made this top 0, this one moved down. That becomes the navigation. So if I remove the fixed, I broke it. I see. Why did I break it? Because we haven't touched the hero like that. That's very interesting. When did we break that? It's because of this top. It's not because of that top. Hmm. Something is fishy here. Not sure what broke. We haven't touched it. I'm pretty sure. Um. I'm not sure why it broke though. Let's go here. Let's see what happens. It seems that I did something and everything seems bigger. Like the text, everything. Okay, I'm not gonna deal with that right now. But I just want to say that's very annoying. My crosses are even bigger. Everything seems to be grew in size. Maybe it's a bug or something. Even the studio has moved for. Oh man, god damn it. Let's see what versions do we have for um, the hero. Do we have something? 1 day ago. Okay. Store. Yes. Let's go store content. Okay. If I restore content, then it also breaks. So it's a navigation issue. Okay. Okay. Mm, okay, let's go to navigation. Let's go here. Let's do restore content. Okay, no, it's still broke. Okay. I will have to check the stream for that. I'm not sure why it broke though. Alright, that is it for me. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment if you want to see me make a 600 today in 7 years. And yeah, we're gonna continue tomorrow with trying to figure out why I'm making so many mistakes. So yeah, see you later, guys. Thank you for coming, Binary, Andre, Senaipi, Subham, Sibata.